What's up, everybody? Rasati out here in Singapore. Yeah, I'm a little bored. What to do? It's okay. Quarantine la. We just hang out and chill. Anyway, um, I've been watching a lot of TV with baby girl. Sometimes it's one day at a time. Sometimes it's the Greenhouse Academy. Sometimes it's the originals, Vampire Diaries, whatever. We just be watching stuff, just to have something to talk about, something to bond over because baby girl and I be having dinner together, and it's only the two of us in the house, and it's kind of like just chill. Anyway, okay. So the point being, I want to talk about the fact that we don't communicate as well as we think we do. Case in point, I think the best illustration ever was the fact that we were watching Greenhouse Academy and there's a challenge in there where they're trying to pair up as partners and guide the one partner up a climbing wall while the climbing partner is actually blindfolded, which means you gotta like let them know where the next foot piece is, hand piece is, so they can climb up this wall. And it's really, really important for them to communicate well because obviously, if you don't understand what they are like, how they speak, you're not gonna be able to effectively guide them up the wall. Anyway, so the example was this guy. He's a little bit nerdy, very sweet though, and he's very quiet. He is really cool and good friends with this surfer rocker looking chick, and they're very close. But he has a crush on this other little nerdy girl. So originally, the rocker chick and the nerd guy kind of they pair up, and the guy that has to go up the guy has to go up the wall, and the girl has to kind of guide him up there. But she's just getting frustrated with him, and she's trying to say, "Look, just trust me, just put your hand up, and you can do this, you can do this." And he's terrified because he's scared of heights, and he has just a litany of fears that he's trying to battle as he goes up this wall blindfolded. So case in point, he's close to this girl, they're cool and everything, but they speak two different languages. She's over here, just put your hand up, just put your hand up, and it's not working, he's freaking out. Suddenly, his crush kind of like knocks the surfer girl out of the way and is like, okay, put your hand up at this degree angle up about 5 inches and you'll find the next foothold or handhold or whatever. And suddenly he's up the wall and coming back down, no problem, because he understands what she's saying. She's speaking his language. Now, as silly as that example may be, it is really, really reminiscent of life itself. The reason I teach about the 5 love languages is if you don't understand who you are, you can't communicate what you need to the other person, and you can't teach them to speak your language. It's real easy to say that you speak English, right? But every country has their own lingo. Australians have their own way of saying things, right? And they have their own slang for which they experience or communicate different ideas. Their terminology is different. The US is very different. Singapore is very different. All of us use different words in different ways. I mean, we say bullhorn. We say bullhorn, right? I can't remember now. See, look, I've been here too long. We say bullhorn, and y'all say loudspeaker? Loud hailer. That's what you say, loud hailer. I've never heard that shit before in my life, but we say bullhorn. It's something to make your voice project a little bit louder. But they say loud hailer and we say bullhorn. Stuff like that all over the world, right? Even if you want to say you speak Spanish, if you learned Spanish in the US, you learned the Queen's Spanish, as in like Espanol from España, like the Spaniard Spanish. You don't speak Mexican. You don't speak Colombian. You damn sure don't speak Puerto Rican or Cubano. You don't speak Portuguese by any means, but all that is based in Latin America, like Latin of some sort. It's based in the Latin languages, Spanish, but it's not actually Spanish. So when you go into Mexico speaking Spanish that you were taught in the US, they can tell where you're from. You're still gringo to them, right? So all these things are to tell you and to explain to you the difference in communication styles. Now, for those of us who have mental health difficulties, things that we're struggling with, if you don't understand what we've been through, the way you speak will affect us. Let's even talk generationally, right? The baby boomers speaking to millennials, yeah, the words are not the same. The understandings are not the same. The ideas are not the same. The terminology is not the same. I remember when I was growing up, my grandmother used to sing a nursery rhyme called Ding Dong Bell, Pussy in the Well. You say pussy out now, and people are like, yo, I'm sorry, what are you referring to now? And they get very offended, right? So the words have changed, the connotations have changed, the terminology is different from country to country. Even then, like Malaysian English and Singaporean English, different, still different. the way they speak Tamil in Malaysia versus the way they speak Tamil in Singapore versus the way they speak Tamil in Sri Lanka, all different, but it's still considered Tamil. So if there are these many variations in actual languages, what makes you think that learning love languages is any different? I keep telling people there is a difference between the way you like to give love and the way you like to receive love. You need to figure out what they are, though. And when you say love languages, it's not just one over another, it's a combination of the five, but which one takes the biggest precedent? Which one gets the most bang for the buck, right? So if you really are a physical touch person, you could get all the other four and miss the physical touch and miss the communication between you and your partner entirely. If you love giving presents, but your partner hates giving presents because they get anxious about what you might give them that they might not like, no matter how much you love to give presents, lining it up with what they like to receive is super crucial in your relationship. Or you're going to always feel like you never get it right and they're always picking at you and you have unnecessary room for arguments. So I'm saying communication is key. Learning to communicate in a way that your partner understands is key. Learning to say out loud what you feel so that your partner understands is key. Nothing is more evident than when you're in a classroom full of 30 kids, right? All of them learn different ways. And you over here, one teacher, maybe with an assistant, trying to figure out how the hell to get through their heads the idea of division, simple division with remainders and all of that, right? How do I explain it to them? How do they get it so that they understand the concept itself? And guess what? You have visual learners, you have auditory learners, you have hands-on learners, you have people who need to write it out 100 times to themselves until they get the idea. There are a lot of ways that you can understand and process information. So if a teacher has to put in this much effort and make sure the lesson plan includes all types of learners, what makes you think that you don't have to learn all the different love languages in order to be able to speak fluently to whoever it is that might be your lover? And even then, it needs to be their combination of love languages. You get me? So you want to talk more about that stuff? You want to learn more about that stuff? Hit me up. Because my course on self-awareness hits on all of that. My intro to, counseling, my therapy sessions, my beginner ones, the first level of therapy with me includes all of that. Because if you don't get this, oh my gosh, you're going to struggle unnecessarily. So why not? Want to catch up with me? Let me know. Drop me questions or comments in the comment box below. And otherwise, you know how to find me. Rasatwan, anywhere you go. Just search and you will find. I'll catch you later. Bye.